All right, today we're going to be reading this book right here. What's it called, son?
It is the Complete Dead Sea Scrolls in English.
Right, the Complete Dead Sea Scrolls in English. And basically, the Dead Sea Scrolls were scrolls that were found in these various caves that surround the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea is a sea in the Mideast. And I suppose it's called the Dead Sea because it's void of fish life, which some theorize could be due to radiation, you know, in the past, Sodom and Gomorrah being destroyed. You know, there's different ideas about the Dead Sea, but this is a good book to have right here.
Yeah.
This is by Penguin Classics, the Complete Dead Sea Scrolls in English. All right, so we are reading
The Book of Enoch.
Right, the Book of Enoch, and we're not going to read the entire Book of Enoch that's in here, but we'll read a couple of excerpts from it because I want to show you something in particular that's interesting. All right, so go ahead and turn the page. All right, before you read that section there in the Book of Enoch, remember how in Gnostic lessons 6 through 10 when we read the Apocryphon of John, and it told us about this matrix that the demiurge created? And what is the matrix that we're in?
It's the 12 months of the year and the 7 days of the week.
Right, which are demons, which it's this time zone that we're in, which is this matrix, right?
Right.
It's actually a prison for the soul. It's a hell. All right, go ahead and read that section there in the Book of Enoch.
The soul of all the sons of man, and behold, these are the pits for their prison.
Right, the souls of all the sons of man, these are the pits for their prison. So it's talking about this prison, right? And remember how in Gnostic Lesson 42, when we read from the Pistis Sophia that talked about the 12 eon gates, which made up this time zone, which is a ring,
Yeah.
the ring of fatality. All right, go ahead and read on.
It says, they were made thus until the day of their judgment.
Right, so the souls of man will be trapped in this prison until the day of their judgment. And remember, the day of judgment is the current time we're in now, which is the entering of the age of Aquarius. Right, the resurrection of the dead is a mental awakening to higher level consciousness, and the hellfire is the condition this world is in right now. There's no such thing as a future day of judgment that hasn't happened yet, like Orthodox fundamentalist religious people believe in. You know, there's no such thing as the kind of hellfire that Orthodox fundamentalist religious people believe in. Hellfire is the condition of the world.
Until the final day of the great judgment, which will be imposed on them. There I saw the spirit of a dead man complaining, and his moaning rising to heaven, and crying and complaining.
Right. So that describes the agony of the souls who are trapped within this pit, this prison that it mentions.
Yeah. The Astronomical Book of Enoch.
Right, the Astronomical Book of Enoch. So it's describing this pit, which is this prison that the souls of the sons of man are in until the day of judgment, which is when all of this will end, which is upon us soon. All right, so let's hear it. Describe. It's a prison of gates. It's a prison of portals. Right, go ahead.
And the moon shines in the remainder of this night with 3/7 parts, and it grows during this day to 4/7 and a half, and then it sets and enters its gate, and is covered for the remainder of this day to 2/7 and a half, and the night of the 24th it is covered 4/7 and a half, and 4/7 and a half are cut off from its light. And then it comes out from its gate and shines in the remainder of this night, 2/7 and a half, and it grows in this day 5/7, and then it sets and enters its gate, and it's covered for the remainder of this day, 2/7. And in the night on the 25th,
In the night on the 25th.
it is covered 5/7, and 5/7 are cut off from its light. And then it comes
5/7 are cut
out-
off from its light. It's talking about the cycles of the moon going through the different gates.
And then it comes out and shines for the remainder of this night, 2/7, and it grows this day to 5/7 and a half. And then it sets and enters the second gate, and it's covered for the remainder of this day. And the night of the 27th, it is covered 6/7, and 6/7 are cut off from its light, and then it comes out and shines for the remainder of this night. 1/7, and it grows in this day, 6/7 and a half, and then it sets and enters and shines in the night of the 8th for 4/7, and then it sets and enters in this night. The sun completes the passage through all the sections.
The sun completes the passage through all the sections. So it's talking about the waxing and waning of the moon, which is when it starts as a new moon, goes to a full moon, then back to a new moon. And this is through the zodiac houses, which are the gates, which is the 12-month system, which is this matrix, which is hell, this time zone we live in. All right, go ahead.
Of the first gate, and the recommences to go in and come out through its sections. And then the moon sets and enters, and it darkens during the remainder of this night.
Darkens during the remainder of this night, right.
3/7, and it grows in this day 4/7 and a half. And then it becomes out and dominates in the remainder of this day 2/7 and a half. And it shines in the night of the 9th for 4/7 and a half. And then it sets and enters in this night. The sun recommences to go through its section S and to set in them. And then the moon sets and enters the fifth gate, in darkness.
The fifth gate, that's the house of Leo. So it's talking about the moon transiting Leo.
And in it, the light equals 5/7 equals in full, and then it comes out of the fifth gate.
It comes out of the fifth gate, which is the house of Leo, right? Which is fixated fire, right? All right, so in the next lesson, we're going to go through another one of the Dead Sea Scrolls, which actually describes the gates, which are the 12 months of the year, which is this time zone we're in.
Yeah.
All right.